y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Belle. Today I have a video that was requested in the comments. Someone asked for book recommendations about pirate middle grade books or books that are on the sea, like the ocean stuff with middle grade. So the ones today I'm going to talk about are ones I've read, so that way I can fully recommend. We'll start off with the pirate ones. And I'll start out with one that's a little unconventional, I guess, because it's the second in a series. A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. And this is the second in the Pinch of Magic series. I don't read series out of order, and I'll read them as standalones. Just even thinking about it gives me like a nervous twitch. But a lot of people can, so I'm not good at being able to say whether you can read these as standalones or not, but the whole series is great. But this features the sea and some pirates. I'm not going to read the synopsis in case you are somebody that likes to read in order, but I would look into this one and this whole series, really. And we have Max and the Spice Thieves from the Secrets of the Twilight Gin series. And this is by John Peragine. And I read this recently and I absolutely loved it, and I'm going to be reading the second book soon, and I'm so excited. When his mother goes missing, Max Daybreaker's world is turned upside down. Luckily, a crew of spice pirates, led by mysterious Captain Sin, help Max on his dangerous mission across the 3 seas. Along the way, an unlikely alliance aids in his search. A teenage warrior queen, a 3-eyed seer, and an assassin spy. Their journey takes them through treacherous lands while facing shape-shifting bears, an ancient witch, harpies, and the nightmarish Jinn, who will stop at nothing to enslave the world. With every new challenge, Max unlocks the secret of his unsettling past. Powers awaken within, forcing him to question everything he knows. Is Max who he thinks he is? Only time and destiny will tell. Now you have pirates on the sea, the 3 seas, but this is just, you got so much going on in here. It's such an incredible story, and there's so much action and adventure, and the twist. It's very atmospheric. Highly recommend. Can't wait to read the second book soon. And then we have the Time Castaways series. Liesl Shurtliff, book Mona Lisa Key. The Obsidian Compass, and the Forbidden Lock. Think of these as like time pirates, but them being on the ship, even though they're not technically on the sea. The first book might be more to the liking of that, but I think all the books would fit with the time pirate theme, and I just really love these. These were so great. I had such a great time reading them. Maddie O, Ruby, and Corey Hudson's parents don't have too many rules. It's the usual stuff. Be good, do your homework, and never ride the subway without an adult, ever. Siblings have always thought that rule was a little silly, but they follow it. Or at least they did until they wake up late on a school day and their parents are out taking care of an emergency at the museum where they work. With no other way to get to school, the Hudson siblings board the 6th train in Manhattan and end up on a frigate ship in Paris in the year 1911. As time does tell, the Hudson family has a lot of secrets. The past, present, and future are intertwined, and a time-traveling ship called the Vermilion is at the center. Racing to untangle the truth, the kids find themselves in the middle of one of the greatest art heists of all time. The adventure is just getting started. Time-traveling, adventure, secrets, danger, mystery. Highly recommend. Recommend the whole series. Yeah, Sea of Kings by Melissa Hope. This was such a great adventure. I think she does want to make it a series, so hopefully this does well enough that she will be able to. And I think it did do pretty. Everyone I saw that read it loved it like I did. So I really hope there's more, and I can't wait. 13-year-old Prince Noah has hated the ocean since the day it caused his mother's death. But staying away from the sea isn't easy on his tropical island home, where he's stuck trying to keep up with his dim-witted and overconfident younger brother Dagon, the brawn to Noah's brains. When a vengeful pirate lays siege to their home, Noah and Dagon narrowly escape with their lives. Armed with a stolen ship, a haphazardly assembled crew, and a magical map that makes as much sense as slugs in a salt bath, the brothers set sail for the realm's other kingdoms in search of help. But navigating the sea provides deadlier than Noah's worst fears. To free his home, Noah must solve the map's confusing charts and confront the legendary one-eyed pirate before an evil force spreads across the realm and destroys the very people Noah means to protect. Very fast-paced, full of action, danger, incredible characters. The story was just so fascinating. Lots of secrets. I just loved it. Antigua de Fortune of the High Seas by Anna Rainbow and Ali Hyatt. So beautiful. Antigua de Fortune has always had the ocean in her blood, but as the high-born daughter of an officer, she's expected to wear dresses, stay on land, and fear the sea. But then the Pirate King strikes, wielding his deadly turquoise magic, and kidnaps her beloved younger brother, along with every boy on the island. It's time for Antigua to take to the high seas to rescue the stolen boys of Haven. This, again, full of danger, action, fast-paced, so many secrets, so many twists. Such an incredible story. Very atmospheric. Love this. I wish it was a series, but it's not, I don't think. But I cannot wait for more from these authors. But absolutely loved it. Okay, on for the books that have to do with the sea. I'll start out with books located around the sea with the atmospheric feeling, and then go deeper into the sea as we go on. The Boy, the Boat, and the Beast by Samantha M. Clark. This was such a beautiful, I can't even explain this book. It was so incredible. It's like a mystery thriller, but also I can't say too much about the important part of it because it spoils it, but the twist is huge, and oh, my heart. So many important messages, lyrically written. It's not in verse or anything, just magical writing, and it's painful, beautiful, full of hope, strength, resilience, very atmospheric. It's just so hard to say anything without, because it's such a unique book. The boy woke up alone on the beach, just the looming trees and wrenching tide for company. The boy woke up afraid, his memory gone, a thin path of sand his only possibility. He would have to journey far to find answers, to find his home. But I knew when he discovered the truth, his fear would devour him. I watched and I waited. You're from the boy's point of view, but there's also like someone else that you read from that's watching him, it seems, almost. And when you figure out who that, it's just, I can't explain, I can't say. Just read this. It's a unique, atmospheric, beautiful story. It's got mystery, thriller vibes to keep, like, all the good stuff, plus just important. It's just beautiful. Highly recommend. Then we have The Orphans of the Tide. This is book 1. This is book 2, Shipwreck Island. So amazing illustrations sprinkled throughout. It's the whale washed up. It's set the last city in the world, and it's like an island in the middle of the ocean. The third book will be out, I think it's early next year, and I can't wait, especially after the way the second book ended. The city was built on a sharp mountain that jutted improbably from the sea, and the sea kept trying to claim it back. That gray morning, once the tide had retreated, a whale was found on a rooftop. When a mysterious boy washes in with the tide, the citizens believe he's the enemy, the god who drowned the world, come again to cause untold chaos. Only Ellie, a fearless young inventor, living in a workshop crammed with curiosities, believes he's innocent. But the enemy can take possession of any human body, and the ruthless Inquisition are determined to destroy it forever. To save the boy, Ellie must prove who he really is, even if that means revealing her own dangerous secret. These are definitely darker upper middle grade, but I love them. So much mystery, suspense, danger, vivid story, world building, characters, so atmospheric. What we learned about the boy, who Ellie is herself, her backstory, the characters, the Inquisition, the enemy. It's like, this is so creative and unique of a story, and his writing is so superb. I just really love these books. Cannot wait for the third one. Very atmospheric. So, highly recommend. We have the Ocean Squid Explorers Club. Now, this is the first in this series, but it's like a spin-off of the first trilogy, the Polar Bears Explorers Club. I doubt that'll focus on this phone, but so it wouldn't really be reading out of order. That's focused more polar fantasy, and this is more on the sea, like they're in submarines. So if you didn't have any interest in that one, although I highly recommend it. There's also some incredible illustrations sprinkled throughout. In a distant watery corner of the explorer's realm, a submarine engineer, Ursula, is determined to become an explorer. Unfortunately, she hides an extraordinary secret, which makes her the sworn enemy of the Ocean Squid Explorers Club, were they ever to find out. But when the collector threatens the club, Ursula throws caution to the wind and joins the expedition through treacherous waters filled with gremlins aboard the Blowfish submarine, with her friends Max, Jeannie, and Jai, and is even helped by her idol Stella. Very atmospheric, very adventurous. All the kids in here, such great characters. I love a group of kids together on an adventure, and each of them, they're just all so fascinating. I love what they can do. And the other girl in here, what she can do, oh, I love it. And her little companion thing, I can't say too much, but so great. I love this author, I love her books, recommend all of them, but this is great for a sea adventure. We have Eerie on the Sea series, first book, Malamander and Gargantus, and I have the third book, and I am very excited to read that very soon. These are by Thomas Taylor, and these are set on Eerie on the Sea, so they're very atmospheric. Who will uncover the secret of the Malamander? In the basement of the Grand Nautilus Hotel, a mysterious girl crashes into Herbie Lemon's room and cries, "Hide me!" In the window of the Eerie Book Dispensary, a mechanical mermonkey sits and waits. And out beyond the pier, something stirs. Could the legendary Malamander have returned? All the names in here are incredible too. Such atmospheric writing. You actually feel like you're on Eerie on the Sea. And then the monster and each thing that's different here. They're both very atmospheric, perfect on the sea books. And cannot wait to read the next book. And such great characters. And the mermonkey and the cat and the kids themselves. Herbie Lemon is amazing. So, highly recommend. We have Utterly Dark in the Face of the Deep by Philip Reeve. This was incredible. I absolutely love this, and I'm so excited to read more from him because of this. This is my first read of his. It was always at sundown they were seen. In that twilight hour when the walls between the worlds grew thin, strange things might slip through the cracks. Sometimes then, so the stories went, enchanted islands would appear in the empty ocean to the west of Wildsea. When Utterly Dark was a baby, she was washed up on the shores of Autumn Isles and taken in by the Watcher of Wildsea. But everything changes when her guardian suddenly drowns. Now who will keep the watch and make sure Wildsea stays safe from the strange forces teeming in the deep ocean around them? Very atmospheric, full of danger, gets dark. Everything that we learn about this place, the backstory of this place, why there's a Watcher, everything going on with that. Amazing characters. I loved Utterly so much. This whole story was fantastic. Loved it so much. And we have Of Salt and Shore by Annette Schopp. So beautiful. Child, child, lighthouse child, are you as strong as the sea so wild? As a lighthouse keeper's daughter, Lampy must light a lantern every evening towards ships away from the rocks. It is a lot of responsibility that her invalid father has given her. One stormy night, something goes wrong. Her father is furious, and the town insists someone must pay. Lampy is sent to work as a servant at the Admiral's Black House, where rumors of a monster lurk. What she finds up in the tower is unexpected and not altogether tame, but it's someone who needs her as much as she needs him. When Lampy's new friend is put in mortal danger because of his differences, Lampy musters the courage to fight for her friend's life. She joins up with misfits, merfolk, and pirates in a daring adventure. Together, they're all fighting for the same thing on both land and sea, the freedom to be themselves. Pirates are in this one, but they're not huge in this one, so that's why I just put it as a sea. And with the sea all around them, it's just such an atmospheric place. You feel like you're there. Like the setting is just so atmospheric between the sea and the house, and the sea surrounds this creepy house too. And this whole town world. And I went on about this in another video, so I won't talk too much, but I just love this. I hope there'll be more, because like I mentioned in the other video, the ending, there was a couple things that I still want to know that I don't know what happened. But such an incredible book. We have The Pearl in the Ice by Catherine Constable. 12-year-old Marina feels an irresistible pull to the sea despite the strict wishes of her father, a naval commander, who's kept her away from water all her life. When she's sent to boarding school, Marina instead stows away on her father's ship. Unbeknown to her, it's the eve of war, and she's embarked on a stormy voyage through icy seas to where a great secret lies in wait. This is on the sea, but like cold sea, so this is more a cold sea adventure. And the secrets and twists at the end really surprised me. I was so shocked, and I really love this and the whole story, and very atmospheric. Oh, the dogs. I just love this. Highly recommend. And we have these two from Kate Milford. Blue Crown, a green glass house story, and The Left-Handed Fate. This doesn't say a Green Glass House story, but they all pretty much are. I mean, they're all connected, like I said before. All her books connect in some way, even if some of them are completely different. Like these two go together. These are the same characters in the same time. And this one doesn't say a Green Glass House story, but it is, because these are the same. These would go together. Like Green Glass House 1 and 2 would go together, and I'd say closer spin-offs to that world that had the same characters would be like the Thief Knot, I think, and then the Bone Land and Bone Shaker. Those two go together, and so like that. But they all connect in some way. It's all the same world, just different times. And so but these are the ones that are on the sea, and I just love it. But I highly recommend all of her books because they're all connected and so great. But these are very atmospheric and more sea vibes, and like I said, they go together. The Left-Handed Fate is the ship. This ship. So very atmospheric, and I really love these illustrations sprinkled throughout. Left-Handed Fate, there are illustrations sprinkled throughout too. Okay, and lastly, we're gonna go underwater. As far as in the sea as you can get with these. I have the Monster Missions. Very shiny. By Laura Martin. 12-year-old Berkeley has never seen land. Since tide rising over 50 years ago, people have lived on ships. Berkeley and her best friend Garth are divers, scouring the drowned cities on the ocean floor for supplies. They never expected to find sea monsters. After Berkeley accidentally awakens a Hydra, causing it to attack their ship, she and Garth are sent to live on the submarine Britannica, where the crew searches for and studies sea monsters. The terrifying creatures they track are the stuff of nightmares. But what haunts Berkeley most is knowing that the Hydra she awakened will hold a grudge until it destroys her ship, and her family will go down with it. Berkeley must come up with a plan, but sea monsters aren't the only dangerous creatures lurking in the ocean's depths. I mentioned this in another video, so I won't talk too much, but very atmospheric, full of danger, monsters, and based off of real, actual legendary, legends, like mythical sea monsters. And so every time, and there's so many mentioned in here, and every time one was mentioned, I looked it up because I'm very visual, and like I said, she does write them vividly, and you can see them. But I'm still a visual, so I like to see a visual image of what people have said that they would look like. And wow, I just love that. I always love researching and looking stuff up. And then she had visited Venice and learned about the sinking city, and that gave her the idea also of the tide rising and covering land, so they only live on ships now. So I thought this was an incredible idea, and makes you think about what could happen to us if we don't take better care of the earth. Very atmospheric, loved it. And then we have some books that made me realize that I love Atlantis stories too. Alessia in Atlantis, The Forbidden Vial. So I think this is going to be a series, and I really, yeah, it says #1. Cannot wait for the next book. By it's either Natalia or Nathalie Lane. So sorry. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. It's not unusual for 12-year-old Alessia to lose control of her emotions and create a scene at school. It is unusual when one day she's attacked there by a giant frog monster and plunged into the underwater realm of Atlantis in an overturned boat. On arriving in Atlantis, she learns that her long-lost father may have been from there. Determined to investigate, she stays and enrolls in Atlantide School, the Octopus's Garden. But uncovering the truth is not easy when the tyrannical Atlantide Emperor forbids asking about missing people. With the help of her newfound school friends, Alessia will have to steal evidence from a grumpy teacher, escape from rebel merfolk, and make rhymes with menacing blue people of Minch to discover the key to her past. Meanwhile, someone knows exactly who she's the daughter of and is ready to kill her for it. Such a page-turner, very engrossing, full of adventure, very atmospheric. The mystery, the twist, the secrets, what we find out. This was so great. Loved it. Highly recommend. And lastly, we have Atlantis, The Accidental Invasion by Gregory Mann. Won't talk too much about this one either because I mentioned it in the video. And there is another one coming, so I cannot wait for that. I saw the other day the cover. It's coming earlier next year. Deep in the ocean, a secret world awaits. Kaya, raised in the oceanic high-tech world of Atlantis, has always been fascinated by the legends about life above the water. Despite her father's insistence that they're only stories, she can't help but dream about the Sun People. When a group of shadowy officials known as the Erasers moves to bury those legends for good, Kaya sets out to the surface to uncover the truth once and for all. In the world above, where climate change and mysterious tsunamis threaten life on the surface, all Lewis wants is to spend more time with his scientist father. But when he stows away on his dad's top-secret research trip, he finds himself thrown headfirst into an adventure much bigger than he bargained for. You get to see, it alternates between both of them, Kaya and Lewis, her from Atlantis, him from above. And so fascinating, so intriguing. It's like an undersea adventure, and everything is so creative, and the details of this alternate world and then Atlantis, and they're the way they differ from us, from the physical differences to their technology. Fascinating. Love this. Cannot wait for the next book. And great characters. I absolutely love these characters. So I'm so excited to see what happens next. Alright y'all, that's all for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And thank you again to the person who requested this. And if y'all have any requests, just let me know. And if I can, I'll do them. Someone did request a library tour, book room tour. And I told them that I probably would one day in the future, but that will take probably a long time to film that I don't really have right now, and then to edit, so that would just take too much time for me right now. But definitely in the future I probably will do that. But other than that, if you have any requests, just leave them below and I'll take a look. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd love that, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.